Mike, I can't imagine what it must be like to deal with every consulate, every embassy across the entire planet Earth and deal with what you've been dealing with over the last 6 months. It must be incredible. What's going on at Department of State these days? Give us a state of the state. No pun intended, of course.
Sure, I appreciate the opportunity. So this Department of State started on a modernization effort, moving specifically to the cloud Office 365 about 18 months ago. And just as the COVID crisis hit, we actually transitioned one of our last posts over. So, we operate in 191 countries, 276 overseas posts. And so that in and of itself was no small endeavor, but it gave us huge flexibility when the remote telework options came into force, not only in the United States, but across the globe at all of our consulates and posts. So we were able to successfully make a pivot through the use of people's personal devices or through mobile devices in their access to cloud resources, email, files, shares, stuff like that. So that was a huge effort. Along the way, though, what I have to say was a linchpin in that effort was moving the entire organization over to multi-factor authentication. We were successfully able to enroll over 100,000 users in multi-factor authentication around the December timeframe. And so that gave us an extra level of security, especially when it came to remote access for cloud resources. So those were two huge endeavors right out of the gate. We also implemented two different collaboration platforms enterprise-wide, so that gave us the ability to do collaborative meetings as the COVID crisis kicked in. That was a big lift. And we've also, as people have been coming back to the office, and we've kind of had a bifurcated workforce, we've begun the implementation of wireless within our facilities to effectively give people the same type of flexibility and mobility that they had at home while they have in the office. And we've even recently started a hoteling pilot where people can now reserve cube space in the office. And that helps us from a densification perspective. So now we can understand how many people we actually have in the office. We don't overcrowd the office. People are able to adjust their shifts for times when they come into the office according to the requirements of the job, and they can kind of balance that off with any of the requirements that they have at home. So all of those have been incredibly positive for us as we move forward. And we've just recently launched a reimagined task force agency-wide, which is kind of looking, based on how we've moved to telework, what are the types of situations that we want to expand on? What are the lessons learned from that? And where do we see, from an information technology perspective, the department 2 to 3 to 5 years down the road? So all in all, it's been a very aggressive move, a lot of moving parts, but thus far I think we've weathered the storm.